Hi, everybody. John Handel, the Athletics and Activities Director here at Elkhorn Area High School. This is the fall sports meeting option for parents who could not attend the July 19th meeting. You notice up in the upper left-hand corner something our athletic department is particularly proud of, a new mission statement and a new vision statement that was put in a lot of time in this summer with coaches and even into last spring to get this down. So we are going to drive towards these, empowering our student athletes and building character through these 6 C's. So you're going to hear these terms used a lot with coaches this year, and we'll be using them in a lot of stuff that we send out. The word champion or champions is going to be a big part of this discussion as well, and I'll talk a little bit more about that a little bit later on. And once again, we are dedicated to providing positive learning experiences, and education-based athletics is a great way to do this. The vision statement is we're committed to developing championship student athletes both on and off the playing field. Pretty simple and a big challenge for our coaches to be able to pull this off, but that's the goal. So we want kids that are champions both on and off the court. You'll look through here. I will not read all these to you, but if you look, you're going to see a lot of words that you would, I'm guessing, like to see from your student athlete or anybody in particular, their passion and sportsmanship and reflection and leadership and accountability and all those things. And we're going to try to hold to those core values. And there is more to it than that in terms of our core values, in terms of what we're asking our coaches to do: get kids out for multiple sports, use the weight room, develop relationships with kids, use voice and choice. All of those things are super important, and the same messages that you've been hearing as of late from us. But these are the core values that we have moving forward for our athletic program. I want to talk a little bit about last year. We had over 40 kids qualify for state in some athletic or activity, and the number is actually probably quite a bit higher. Those are just for athletics. We had 42 kids get all Southern Lakes first or second team, and a bunch more got honorable mention as well, into the 60s. State champion Gabby Dixon, she'll be back this year as a senior. She got that in gymnastics, congratulations. And Parker Christensen finished runner-up in girls tennis this past fall. Also a shout out to the state championship esports team and their coaches and players. The Award of Excellence is something the WIAA gives out. It's their highest award that they give out to athletic programs. Unfortunately, we fell a bit short this last year of doing that, but we will be back at it again this year and try to get that. That includes all of the things listed and many, many more. Unfortunately, we were unable to get to that lofty status, but once again, we'll push really hard to get there this year. So we'll grow from what we need to get fixed and get it fixed. And once again, sportsmanship's at the very foundation of all that. Our athletic trainer, Lindsay, is offering up the initiative in that sleep study with UW-Madison again, and concussion testing is all goes through her. More information as you register, and it's part of the registration process is that concussion testing. They're also, for the first time in a few years, doing free physicals for those people who are looking for that. If you're looking for more information on that, just contact the main office. Sudden cardiac arrest is a new initiative and legislation that was enacted this past year. It is part of the registration form. You'll simply need to read through that, click on the box that said, yes, you understand it, and we'll go from there. The Champions 101 initiative, and thus the C that is champions, our why behind it as an athletic department is we're committed to winning at the highest level, but we're also committed to using athletics to teach those lessons and build skills in education-based athletics, and winning is something we want to do beyond the game itself. So we've partnered up with Travis Doherty at Champions 101. They have modules that are for coaches, modules for parents, modules for players, and we hope by speaking a more common language that we'll be able to grow our athletics programs even more than we have. This is a short video that Travis puts out on parenting. I'm only going to show a couple minutes of it to you, but you'll kind of get the gist of what this looks like.
Hi, and welcome to this Champions 101 training session for parents titled Winning Choices for Sports Parents. This training focuses in on a key component of great sports parenting. It's a key component to becoming a champion in any area of life. It's all about our choices. As a sports parent, there are a number of important choices you'll have to make every day. And what you decide to do in both the moments of celebration and the moments of frustration will have a major influence on your child's performance, on their team's culture, and ultimately on the experience they have as an athlete. Your choices are so important. The objective of this lesson is to outline some of those important decisions you'll have to make and to clarify how those choices either help your child become their best or hinder it from happening. Of course, I'm assuming that you wouldn't intentionally set out to be a hindrance. Very few parents do. And yet, without being thoughtful and intentional about their choices, that's exactly what happens. The competitive, emotional environment sports are played in sometimes cloud our judgment and distort the reality of our decisions. It's important to understand this point. Good intentions don't necessarily equal positive, productive decisions. You weaken your child by choosing to defend them or protect them from a challenge they actually need to learn how to face. Why would you do that? Because you love them. You choose to say or do something in the heat of the moment that harms their confidence or their passion for playing. Why would you do that? Because you believe they can do better. You choose a response you end up regretting. Why? Because you care. Each of us has to make sure that our good intentions lead to positive, productive decisions. As a sports parent, that means recognizing the reality of where your decisions lead. Here's a simple illustration to clarify the point.
Okay. Shout out to the Booster Club again. They are always looking for volunteers and more people to get involved. It's a great way to give back. The Booster Club spends a lot of money on wish list items for us every single year, and it's certainly a key component of athletic success here. So anything you can do to help, they're always looking for new members and certainly looking for volunteers and things like that. So certainly give that some thought, and there's their website at elkhornboosters.com. Code of conduct stuff, I'll start with the attendance portion of this. You have to be in school and on time to each of your classes. There are exceptions. Those must be approved by myself or Lori Aller or one of the administrators in the office. And once again, we appreciate your communication up front on those things. Let the attendance office know as soon as you can if your student's going to be absent. That usually helps to alleviate a lot of the problems. We use term grades. That has not changed. Grades are every 6 weeks. You have to have a 1.7 grade point average. That's a C minus average. And you can't have more than one F. So multiple Fs would make you ineligible. So below 1.7, no more than one F. If you are ineligible, the WI mandates that you sit for 15 school days. Weekends do not count. And your eligibility begins on the 16th day. So you miss 3 weeks of school in terms of not being able to participate. You can still practice, but you can't participate in events. If eligibility is not achieved at this time, athletes are out of practice and out of competition until that gets resolved. Very rarely is the case. Code of conduct violations are 10% for a first offense, and then they go up to 25 and higher after that. Most offenses are alcohol, tobacco, e-cigs have been one. We have had some involving social media, so always be careful there. The offenses are reported to our school social worker, who will work with your family to design a program that will help benefit that student to make that poor decision become something that doesn't become a habit. And then once again, be careful of being present at gatherings where alcohol or drugs are present, because that is a violation. Before the first practice, the online registration, which is already up, you just go to the elkhorn.k12.wia.us, a website, go to the high school, click under sports and forums, and you should be able to register. If you're a freshman or sophomore, you have to have a current physical on file. If you're a sophomore or a senior, it's the physical extension form, or what they used to call the alternate year card. Let us know if you have questions. You also have to pay the $45 activity and athletics pass. First practices are posted there. We do have a couple of new coaches. Adam Westhauser is our new girls tennis coach, and BZ Kaiser is back as our boys soccer coach. So the other sports have the same coaches that they've had. Those are the start dates. Those are all set by the WIAA, and we look forward to getting started. If you have any questions, once again, there's my email address. My direct line here at the high school is 262-741-9045. You can also get a hold of Lori Aller at the high school office as well. And then once again, if you could, we do a lot of our getting information out to people via Twitter and via YouTube. And if you'd follow us at Twitter at EAHS Elks or on YouTube at EAHS, that would be very much appreciated. So once again, looking forward to a fall sports season, and as always, go Elks.